Standard Bollywood blockbusters usually follow a strict formula: keep the runtime under 3 hours, add a romantic subplot, and break up the tension with choreographed dance numbers. Then came Dhurandhar, a grueling 3.5-hour thriller with an A rating, no traditional songs, and a heavy commitment to gritty realism. This chart tracks the global revenue for recent major Hindi releases. Notice how this single A-rated film pulled in over 1,300 crore rupees worldwide, making it the highest-grossing adult-certified Indian film in history. The story follows Shashwat Sachdev, a young man from Punjab. He is recruited for a deep-cover mission with a single objective: to infiltrate and dismantle the network connecting the ISI to Karachi's most powerful criminal syndicates. While one film cannot represent the entire industry, these box office figures indicate a massive segment of the audience is willing to trade the usual theater tropes for a dense, procedural narrative that demands their full attention. The film anchors its plot in actual historical tragedies. The timeline begins with the 1999 hijacking of Indian Airlines flight IC-814, establishing the historical baseline for the cross-border terror threats Shashwat is sent to investigate. This was followed by the armed assault on the Indian Parliament in 2001. The film uses these consecutive attacks to explain why Indian intelligence was forced to adopt a much more aggressive strategy. This leads to the creation of Operation Dhurandhar, led by spy master Ajay Sonyal, a character directly inspired by India's real national security advisor Ajit Doval. The center of this operation is the Lyari neighborhood in Karachi. The film portrays this specific Pakistani urban setting as the primary operational hub for the network's Justiyat must infiltrate. By rooting its fiction in actual geopolitical trauma, the movie removes the usual invincibility of a screen spy. The danger feels immediate because the history behind it is real. Operating under the alias Hamza, our protagonist doesn't rely on flashy gadgets or one-liners. He works as a quiet observer, spending the first half of the film slowly learning the rules of his environment to ensure his survival. He eventually enters the inner circle of Rehman Dakate. The gang leader is portrayed with a calculating menace and sharp intelligence, making him a foil for the hero rather than just a physical threat. Hamza must also navigate a hostile ecosystem of local law enforcement. Characters like SP Aslam represent the corrupt authorities who protect the syndicate, alongside ISI military strategists who manage the larger terror networks. To maintain his cover, Hamza is forced to participate in the syndicate's brutal gang wars. He has to commit brutal acts of violence against his targets just to prove his absolute loyalty to them. By blurring these lines, the film becomes a study of how deep cover work can erode an operative's sense of self. We watch Hamza slowly transform into the very person he was sent to eliminate. The visual language supports this heavy tone. The cinematography is tight, often feeling claustrophobic, using a gritty documentary style, capturing his descent into the underworld. The soundtrack avoids standard dance breaks, instead weaving diegetic retro tracks directly into the violence. It takes 1980s Bollywood samples and fuses them with modern hip-hop and rap beats to create a specific high BPM energy for the action sequences. They used underground artists like Hanumankind to provide aggressive, fast-paced vocals. This specific vocal style anchors the film's sound in a modern, global context. Every single technical choice serves the plot. By using audio and visuals as continuous narrative tools, rather than commercial interruptions, the film assumes a high level of engagement from its audience. Critics have widely praised the sharp writing, the detailed world-building of the Karachi ganglands, and the controlled performances from the massive ensemble cast. However, the film asks a lot of its audience. The 214-minute runtime is demanding, and the graphic, A-rated violence is sustained throughout the second half. These were creative choices intended to make the audience feel the exhausting, relentless reality of intelligence work. The film prioritizes this atmosphere over easy entertainment. Because the director committed to this specific tone, the film's reputation was built on its sense of realism and its absolute refusal to simplify the complex geopolitics involved. We give the film 4.5 out of 5 stars. It is an excellent choice for fans of slow-burn masterpieces. though the sustained violence makes it a difficult watch for some. The film ends with Hamza eliminating the gang leader and taking control of the criminal syndicate to prevent a chemical attack on Indian population centers. This sets up the 2026 sequel, Dhurandhar: The Revenge. Fans are currently debating if Hamza has truly gone rogue, and if he will turn his new criminal network against his own Indian handlers. Ultimately, the film moved the espionage genre toward a structure that emphasizes internal character change and complex, real-world detail. Tell us your theories for Part 2 in the comments below, and subscribe for more breakdowns.